What's going on, and welcome back to the A Show with the Kings of Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am Justin, here with Meelz. I'm trying to fight a sneeze. Give me 1 second.
Sneeze, man. We're human. You know what I'm saying? We all got the same shit on the inside. Sneeze away. I didn't sneeze on a podcast for at least like 4 years, and then when it finally did happen, it was pure silence. Everyone was like, "What the fuck did you just do?"
Okay, good.
I don't like. There's certain podcast isms that I have. Speaking of podcast isms, Justin, this is our 450th episode. I don't know if you know this.
What? How did you allow this to happen? You were almost at 10 years.
We're almost. I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there. We hit the 450. We at least got a 450. I don't know if we got a 630 in us, but we got a 450 in us. Mm-hmm. That's some powerful shit. So shout out to us. Congratulate us on the Twitter and the Discord and anywhere you listen to the podcast. Please congratulate us. 450 episodes is quite a feat to accomplish. But we've done it. We've done it week by week, and we've done it year by year. So shout out to us. So many different things I want to talk about. I got three things. Do we got time for?
I don't know if it's the same thing you want to talk about. Did you see this nigga who died and they're just pissing on his grave?
No, who died?
That rabbit guy or whatever the hell his name is. It's he's kind of like a fucking, I don't even know, like a lightning rod for drama, if you will. On Twitter or whatever, he was shot and killed in his car in Florida. I think a day ago, and apparently he did a lot of really like mean anti-women tweets, all types of shit. Like he would just be wilding on there, and there are people in there since he's passed away that are just like, "See you in hell, rest in hell." I'm like, bruh.
Hey man, I'm saving all my terrible hate death tweets for one person and one person only. And what do you do? I'm charging it up like a Kamehameha, my guy. We go hit it strong, hit it fast, baby.
And now that we're saying this and we getting morbid. All right, now I'm rubbing my hands together right now.
Sure.
Do you want to start a death pool?
This might be up there with the lesbian oil wrestling intro from the War Report this week.
Do you want to start the death pool? I mean, we could do that.
Death pool. Okay, so give me, what are the rules of this death pool? I'm interested.
So, I mean, you don't know what a death pool is?
Is it anything like Death Note?
It's like a celebrity death pool. It's like a game where people predict the exact dates or years of when like celebrities die.
Oh, that's too morbid for me. I'm a punk.
Why? This is just for one nigga. It might be for several niggas.
Okay, how about this? We do it. I'm pretty sure we're talking about the same motherfucker. Yeah. We won't say a name.
Well, one is Vince.
Oh,
one is Vince on a death pool.
They're not
about to be mad about this.
If Vince ain't dead already, he never died at this point.
I think, again, well, I have a prediction, but you got to wait for the Patreon to hear when I think he will.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Putting out behind paywall, death pool behind paywall.
You're making me feel like the death pool is too much.
No, it's just real. Just me. I only have one person I wish death on.
I have several people I wish death on, but yeah.
Well, there you go.
I mean, okay, here's the thing. The people that I wish death on more than anything is him and his crew.
Yes, they all occupy the same.
Just go and
together.
Like remember the Styles P lock shit on Hot 97 when out of nowhere Jadakiss said nobody can stop a refrigerator from falling off the Empire State Building. Double door joints. That's what I'm hoping could happen.
Maybe, hopefully, they're just all in the same car or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
I mean, maybe R. Kelly is another one in my death pool.
R. Kelly is definitely he's around.
You got me started on the death pool. No,
I did not want to talk. I wanted to talk about other shit.
Oh well.
I wanted to get your thoughts on physical games.
Oh god. Speaking of death pool, we know when that's gonna die.
Yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts on that. I mean, we had a podcast on the lookout. We got Plug and Play, which is our gaming podcast, and they were talking about it this week on the episode about just their overall thoughts on like physical gaming kind of dying out. You know, I'm not a major gamer, but it seems like duh.
Yeah, I think that if you're not like, here's my thing, right? I think
I'm surprised it lasted this long. I think that's where I'm most.
I think that there are numbers to back it up. I think that there have been a lot of analysts that have come with a very good reading on it from both sides, and one of the sides is that this was inevitable, as you said, as companies like Sony and Microsoft, who I absolutely believe will be saying this next, who they're already in hot water with their PR. They fired 3,500 people this week. You know what I mean? They're already in hot water. That's just going to add to it. But I think that there's a profitability issue that's going on with it, where Sony manufactures their own discs, Meelz. I think that's a large part of the conversation that a lot of people in the conversation, they do it themselves. There's no middleman. They produce the discs themselves. So when they see these discs not being bought and they see the actual sales of them go down, they're wondering, well, what the hell? We're getting more of a profit selling directly digital than we are cutting the art, cutting the disc, using all that material, sending it to a store, having it sit around, and then having to share the profit with the shipment and the manufacturers and all this other stuff. And then the GameStop, they have to share with that. With digital, it's 100% damn near in their pocket. So that's one end. But on the other end, yes, you miss I'm touching my phone, like the physical aspect of something. I'm literally looking at a disc that was in my PS5, but there is no disc in my PS5 right now. You know what I mean? Even though I have a disc drive, because a lot of my games are digital. However, you do miss that. You will miss that. There is something to be said about having something on your shelf, because as Sony did, again, this is terrible timing on their part, they took away like hundreds of movies that people had bought from them on PS4 or something like that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So there's that element of it, but we need to, in the middle, we need to advocate for consumer rights here, because consumer rights is not just primarily a physical game issue. It is a digital issue as well. It doesn't just end there, even though people want discs. It actually ends at Sony not being able to take these discs and these licenses away from you if you don't.
Especially if you pay for it.
If you don't log into your PS5 for 3 months or 3 years, or, you know, it's things like that. Like, they need to be yours in perpetuity forever. That needs to be the real issue that they need to be talking about right now. Now, all of this stuff where people are trying to ratio the tweets and stuff like that, I'm gonna tell niggas right now, that don't work. That don't work. That's not gonna work. They've already made a decision.
Can I ask you a question? So we've seen, as someone who's followed music, like when I followed music very, very closely over the last decade, we kind of saw the evolution of pretty much the physical kind of dying out. At first it was CDs, we were in the big CDs, cassettes, all this other stuff like that. Then it really moved to digital. It was iTunes. Like, what were your iTunes number? What are digital downloads number? And that became kind of king around maybe like 2009, 2010, where like Flow Rider was selling like 500,000 units just of digital downloads and shit like that. Then halfway through the aughts, we moved to, not the aughts, the teens. We moved to streaming, and that became kind of like the maneuver. And I'm kind of like interested in how that kind of, especially when you look at how movies and all this other stuff like that, how did gaming not really become a part of that? Because when I say like I'm legit surprised it didn't happen sooner, I'm like, okay, movies have gone on streaming, music has gone on streaming, and there is relatively like gaming that is also like you're able to just download the games and go to the physical part. But why did the physical part last continue? Why did this not happen sooner? I guess more so
because gaming still digital is still relatively new for gaming. It's only about 10 or 11 years. Like it's been, or actually no, more than that. Like PS3 was when you could first do that. PS3 360 era was when you could first do shit like that. But it's still a relatively new source of income for that. So like the way games have evolved in the last 10 years is that digital downloads also equal DLC. They also equal add-ons, things that come out, Meelz, that don't come out on a disc have been coming out more and more and more. But also there's the free-to-play element of it where Fortnite is free. You can buy a version of Fortnite on a disc that comes with shit, but that's not your barrier of entry. The barrier of entry has always been cost. So as games have gone up, people say, well, why would I go in and pay taxes or anything like that on a disc when I can just buy it digitally? But people are so accustomed to it happening the same way over and over again. But you know what really popped it off was COVID. COVID was where the digital boom really happened, and it hasn't gone down. It's only, if anything, it's stabilized. People are ultimately, I think there was a number that somebody said like over 85% or something like that of, and again, I could be getting misquoted, but it was a large number. I won't even say a number, but like of PlayStation's sales come from digital, not physical. And the physical numbers that they've been producing of the discs have been going down every single year. Now I've seen people say like, maybe physical gaming can have a vinyl moment and they can have a DVD, a Blu-ray moment. And I'm like, no, because those are very niche things that it doesn't cost a movie studio a lot to fucking do. A 4K Blu-ray is $40. And they all profit from that because it's such a small niche market that they can just be like, oh, we'll throw this out for whatever. Blu-ray players are expensive as fuck. It's literally like it's like a kind of like a expensive hobby, if you will, for that. That's why there couldn't be a moment like a vinyl moment, a CD moment. We're seeing that in music right now, working music right now. CDs, but you can't play them nowhere, so they're just there to sit on your shelf.
And it was gone, to be honest, it was gone so long that a movement actually returned. Like, you know how things kind of go in cycles. I was just surprised when I'm looking at it. I'm just like, damn, gaming really, because I buy physical games, right? Like, only Pokemon. But I buy physical games because it's just how I grew up. It's just it just is what it is. I like having the little cartridge. I like having other things like that. And then I'm always afraid, like, they'll just take it away. Like, it'll just like go away. You know what I'm saying? So I buy the physical game of it, but I was just more so interested in, I guess, like the behavior of more so like physical games mean a lot to people, apparently.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like, it's funny that people are saying that, are advocating for that, but a lot of these people have PCs, which never have disk drives, and they never have all these things. I think it's just the thing is that people are going through the sense of, you're taking away my thing. There will be a change.
Change.
I am mad at the change happening. I understand that is a very hard thing for people, and plus we're just living in an era where people just like to fucking complain about shit. But like, I see where that is a issue for people. However, I think the biggest thing is we should be asking Sony, how are they going to stop this, and this? Because the physical thing, let's just be real, Meelz, they're not changing their mind.
They're not.
That's done. They gave you a date and they said, all right, see ya. They're not changing their mind on that shit. Because the thing is, you know why they can do that? Because you're still going to play their shit. And even if you left, there's still enough people who don't care about that who are going to buy the games.
GameStop is officially dead.
GameStop been dead.
Oh, but like officially, like,
I don't know. Well, they got 2 years to figure it out. Because the thing is, they're not going to stop. I heard today that they're not going to stop doing physical boxes. It'll just be code. It'll be code in box, and that's what it'll be. It's kind of like what Nintendo Switch 2 does with some of their games. It's a digital thing, and you the cartridge just downloads the game into the system. That's it. It's not like something where, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same. People just want to touch something, I guess. But I think that I think that this has to happen. I know people don't want to hear it, but it has to happen in order for us to get ultimately to where we want to be, and for Meelz, a moment to happen again where it can have a vinyl moment. Because to your point, you said that I can't believe this has never happened, and I'm like, exactly, because it had to happen in music for there to be a moment for it to come back to.
Exactly.
So people are going to have to eat this for now. I don't. The thing is that like you can't even twist it. Be like they're going to see the error in their ways. People are going to stop buying games. They're not. GTA 6 comes out in like 4 months. It is not going to have a disc.
Yeah, and I heard the was it the pre-sales? Is that what it's called?
They haven't even put the
pre-orders
yet, but it's going to be massive.
Yeah, it's massive. That's what I heard.
That's going to be that's going to be their C. That's going to be their C. See, that's all they need. When I get Wolverine on fucking September 15th, I'm getting it digitally. When I get Onimusha in August, I'm getting it digitally. When I get Grand Theft Auto, I'm getting it digitally. Like there's very few games that I actually want to buy digital at all. And then people are like, well, this is my PS2, PS3, PS4. I'm like, good for you, brother. Like I have PS2, PS3, PS4 games too. I never play them. It's nice to have, but it's not a necessity.
I hear you. Okay, that makes sense. 100%. I had other stuff, but I think we should get into wrestling.
Yeah, because we're coming at this like a day later. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but it is what it is. You know what time. It's either going to come out on Wednesday or Thursday for free, and the previous day for Patreon. I don't know if you saw, I tagged you in this post. I kind of want to talk about it because, in quite honestly, if we had the most important wrestler of the 450 episodes of the A Show, it's probably CM Punk.
Yeah.
Someone who has created the biggest moment, someone who has it felt like, oh, there we go. Felt like
coming.
felt like retired, got a new job, quit that, came back to wrestling, got fired, came back to life, and is now is in his like 8th wrestling life. I tagged you in this post because I guess Wrestling News Co. They had a graphic. Let me send you the tweet.
I saw it.
Okay. Which is your favorite? Yeah, which is your favorite era of Punk? At Indie ROH Punk, WWE ECW Punk, Straight Edge Society Punk, Pipe Bomb Punk, UFC Punk, Hollywood Punk. Okay. AEW Punk, and current Punk. And I really had to like sit down and think about this because, quite honestly, CM Punk has managed to. He's reinvented. He's tweaked the formula for himself through a number of years. He hasn't really stayed. He's ultimately the man is still there, but he's managed to tweak versions of himself and evolve as a character as he's been on. And I think he's successfully, like, when you talk about older wrestlers and kind of what they are. I think he's successfully matured as a wrestler, even going into his 50s. But
I don't know if there's another wrestler this side of like AJ Styles or Tanahashi or whatever who's like
it's wrestlers from this era for sure.
Yeah, like of this era, he's still going. A lot of them stopped, and he's still going. And I feel like because they were just so long that he just stopped.
Well, I also think because to me, wrestlers of like the past era, they didn't really evolve as they age, right? Like ultimately, Hogan played the same character practically until he died. The Rock had to pretty much get booed by Cody Rhodes to really like jump into a new character, a new version of himself. I bet if Stone Cold Steve Austin was here, he'd be the same Stone Cold, but I think people generally love that anyway. But there's so many wrestlers that kind of like really stay their versions of themselves where I think he's successful. You look at these pictures, you can go through all the eras and see like, oh, this is where he's at when he was pissed off, and this was where he's at peace, and this is where he's at where he's not wrestling, and all this other stuff like that. So I want to ask you, if you had to name your top 3 eras of Punk, given this graphic, what would you say your top 3 eras of Punk?
I think Old Man Punk, ROH Punk, and 434 Punk.
See, that's where I was at too. Yeah. I think I do think there's. I said this in my tweet. I do think there's something to AEW Punk that's not going to be appreciated, but it's just because he was so vastly different than what they were attempting to. His mindset was completely different from what everyone was trying to do at AEW, so it ended up being more jarring than anything, kind of like Cody in a sense.
So I wasn't watching a whole lot of it that run, other than like the big matches. Like the week to week stuff, I was like, why is he wrestling Will Hobbs right now? Like just shit like that. Like I wasn't really like checking it out.
He was, I mean, sometimes he was barely wrestling. Sometimes he was just doing commentary. I think the first month there, he was just like, I'm just here.
Would you say that like he was kind of like getting his bearings back there? Because I think that like that 2.5 years, I was like, yeah, he there was no rust for him when he got back to WWE. Like
no, not at all. I think when in the beginning of AEW, oh shit. In the beginning, sorry, I'm watching AEW. In the beginning of his run, there was definitely some rust. It took him a while to get his sea legs under him and really have that match. And it wasn't until the MJF match where it felt like, okay, like he's here. But he went through the reps. He understood the importance that you need reps to be able to wrestle. And that's why he was wrestling every week. We're temporaries. We're kind of wrestling like maybe once a month. Maybe there wasn't 2 shows at that point. I mean, I guess there was Rampage. But there wasn't an active enough where people were wrestling on a weekly basis. But I think he understood that like to get back where he's at, he needs to be able to wrestle somewhat weekly. So he'd wrestle Will Hobbs. He'd wrestle Lee Moriarty at some point. He'd wrestle Darby Allin, and a number of things. He included himself in tournaments and all this other stuff like that. But I generally think that this version of Punk, when you think of on the mic, when you think of in the ring, I mean, this year is enough to prove that he might be at the top of his game. And it's a very hard.
It's hard to beat him on this show. I think
I thought it would be very hard to beat 434 Punk.
Oh, he's there. He's already there. He was there last year. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he was already there. I think that this version of him, when he left after Mania, we were like, all right, when's he coming back? You know what I mean? Like it's he adds something to TV, and we say the same thing like really about Cody too. Just like he adds something to a show. We've never had them two on a show together in their current iterations, which is going to be really exciting to see. And I guess we'll break down the title change by the end of the show. I guess.
Yeah.
But I think that like there's just something that he adds. Like he just elevates everything. I talked about this with Cody a couple weeks ago too. I'm just like he elevates every character he comes across on the show. Like he had the best promos on the show, he had the best matches on the show. Everything is leading up to him. I think that like in his late 40s, we are reaching the most actualized version of who he wants to be as a character and as a wrestler. I think that should be celebrated. But instead, all I see is people acting like he is the fucking Antichrist for some strange reason. And it's like, I do not understand. I don't understand it. You know what I mean?
I don't think wrestling fans can take themselves out of and look at a perspective of their own behavior in a sense that they were literally just doing this to Sami Zayn like a month ago when
Mello, right?
You're right. He takes the belt off Mello and they're like, Sammy Hogan, I can't believe he did it before WrestleMania. He doesn't need the shot. He doesn't need the belt. He finally gets the belt. Oh, fuck. You know what I'm saying? He takes it.
Title. He gets the title from Mello through cheating, by the way. Gets the title from Cody, like just, you know, I won't say underhanded, but gets it in
he wasn't supposed to be in he pretty much because of how he screwed the pooch, and it could be. Might talk about it on Patreon, or there's like a Gunther butterfly effect with this entire.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. There's absolutely a butterfly effect with Gunther being the architect of his own downfall and the reason why he is not the champion yet. Yes.
Yeah. So,
very Damian, very Drew McIntyre-esque.
Yeah, but to me, it's just very strange how people react to that. But I do think, like, there's no doubt this man was world champion and WWE champion and won both in the same year.
Fire.
It's no, and the fact that they would put it on him at this point, right? Like we as kids or even teenagers grew up and saw Shawn Michaels' second run. And he probably could have won the world title again. I mean, he did. And he probably could have won it several times, but he opted not to. It was like, I don't really want to be at the top of this business. Punk is like, yo, give me the ball and I'm running with it.
Carry the show. He's never got a chance to do it. He's never got a chance to do it
at any point in his career, right? Like not even 434 Punk was the top of the card.
No, he never got a chance to do it. He gets a chance to do it now. This is what he's all the people are like, I can't believe he's doing this. I'm like, this is what he's always wanted to do. Like he has legitimately always wanted to be at the top of the top of the food chain, so to speak. You know what I mean? And you know, I am definitely like but also how did y'all not know that this was like we had like hypothesized what Monday was going to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like Cody could get taken out. I think I might have said that in the chat. Like it was like something gonna happen.
I expected more Punk to interfere in some sort of way or return in some sort of way,
or be special guest referee or something.
Yeah. Something like he shows up at the end of the show and maybe he looks at Cody and they both stare or whatever the fuck it is. Something ridiculous like that. Never in my. I mean, we might as well talk about it now. We got other stuff to talk about, but we might as well talk about it now. Because Punk is so integral in 450 of this episode. The man, in terms of how the general feeling of Chicago on Monday Night Raw, has been rumored that he's going to return in Chicago. Mm-hmm. I mean, if there was any place that he was going to return, he was going to return in Chicago. And it became abundantly clear when Monday Night Raw opened up and Gunther takes out Cody Rhodes. And he's just medically unable to wrestle.
I mean, he got a car door smashed in his head. So, I mean.
Well, there you go. That'll do it. Yeah, it wasn't hard to beat that night. It wasn't hard to find either. So CM, and to be fair with you, I think this is also. What did you think about the call of this even happening on Monday Night Raw? Because this is not SmackDown at all. This is purely like Chicago. Who the fuck cares? We're doing this here because of the obvious. It was so obvious because these are two SmackDown people defending a SmackDown belt on Monday Night Raw.
You know what I didn't get the parallels of? The fact that he won it there before. And I didn't even put two and two together. That's where the Money in the Bank win was. But I was just like, oh, yeah.
But also, I don't know. I feel like that didn't matter because I just felt like it was for.
It was for the. It was for. He literally blew the kiss and then did the refrigerator thing. Like,
It
was a parallel there. Yeah.
No, there is. But I part of me just felt like this is more less a callback, more of like the business plan for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Like ultimately, we're heading towards SummerSlam, and we're setting this up major and huge.
Well, and I saw from that moment, I was like, oh, these niggas have had SummerSlam planned out for a while.
Yeah.
Everything has just since like a month ago, and we were just kind of like, oh, this is kind of good. It's just been going because it seems like there's a roadmap now in the show. Yeah, like.
But also, it's clear they're making SummerSlam a big deal
because it's
even. Yeah, and this was a match that I think we even heard ourselves was rumored for next year's WrestleMania in Saudi.
Right.
And clearly someone was like, fuck that.
You're doing it now? I'd buy a ticket to see it in a second.
Yeah. It just is what it is. So Cody gets taken out during the show. For some reason, all this and Pierce.
All this is there. And he's like, I'm here because, like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't taking my job, nigga. And then he's just like, nah, you got to go because you're a bonehead. And I'm just like, I thought these two were actually really, like, cordial at one point. And I'm like, Adam, you're acting like a real prick. Again.
Yeah, no.
So, and again, I wonder if they'll bring this up on Friday, but toward the end of the night, Adam's calling people. I'm like, who the fuck Adam calling? Baron Corbin? Calling Enzo? like Danhausen? Who they getting to do this? So, like, niggas like, I already made the phone call and he's already on the way. You know what I mean? And the crowd was hot all night on Raw. We'll talk about that later on the show. But
sidebar, quick pause. I don't know why Kenny Omega consistently wants to be dropped on his head, but you know, if he's out for another 4 months, I'll just let you know. But go on.
Yeah, so he says, you know, I already found a guy and he's on the way right now. So the match is still gonna happen. that brings into question what Sammy's gonna be, because the thing that's crazy about it, and I'll get to it afterwards. So Sammy comes out, him and CM Punk have like a 15-minute match, I think.
Yeah,
fantastic.
These two, a great main event.
Yeah, they have great fucking chemistry. And I was like, I said, finally, we're fucking back. But I'm like, before the last time, because Punk is definitely leaving for SmackDown.
Yeah. I mean, they're all on SmackDown. Who's really escaping any of this?
Well, he's escaping the bloodline vortex that Raw is currently in.
Oh, right.
He's escaping. Yes, he's escaping Raw. Blew the kiss to Raw at the end of the show. But and Punk ultimately wins after a really great fucking match that I thought that like could have went any way, could have went either way. It actually set it up to make you believe that Punk was going to lose. I thought that the GTS to the Blue Thunder was a really good near fall.
Absolutely.
Almost popped me, but Punk wins the title. People are upset, but people are so upset for Sammy, who they hated, and they called them Sammy Hogan literally a fucking year ago, 2 years ago.
Not a year ago, a month ago.
Well, remember they did it to Gable when he won the IC championship too.
Yeah.
From Gable. They've been calling Sammy like the chosen one and over pushed. I'm like, are y'all serious? And then when he doesn't get pushed, then it's a problem. When he gets a push, it's like, I'm like, they don't know what the fuck they want with this guy. They have no clue what they want with this guy. He even said it on the promo on SmackDown, like, y'all literally just wanted me to have this 3 years ago, and now y'all are fucking saying I'm terrible for having the title. But I said this on Twitter too. I'm just like, people are so upset for Sammy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he cuts a fucking great promo after the show they put on social media, and I'm like, this was the play. Do you think he's sad? Do you think that this is something where he's just like, I thought I was going to have a 55 million day run. I thought I was going to have a 1,300 day run like Roman. This is part of the story of Sammy's fucking career. What do y'all think his first NXT
run was? They was going to run this like Darby Allin where he beats like 7 guys who probably need a win or something.
Yes. Like, what is wrong? Like, what is y'all's problem? This was part of the story. It's part of Sammy's overzealousness, cockiness, leading him to lose the same way he lost the Trick. It is a theme for his fucking career that he wins the big one. Now, like, the thing is, he will eventually win the big one, but due to his own self, he will lose it.
Yeah.
I don't get but also the callback meals that we've talked about several times on this show. Punk said, you never know when another opportunity to win a championship is going to fall out the sky. Did you niggas think did y'all think they just left that there to never come back to again? He literally said it. It fell out the sky. They should have had him come out the sky.
At this point, yeah.
Because it fell out the sky and he won the title, and now wallahi, we're getting Cody versus Punk. That is the biggest match they could have. That is a match that I think main events a night too over Roman.
I don't know if it's ever happened it might have happened. I don't know if it's ever happened. It certainly was probably supposed to happen in AEW. But it's happening here. Overall, the championship win, I mean, it just is what it is at this point. I think Sammy, again, we're building that character. I mean, it is a little bit of a. I hope he gets it back at some point, because it is like a little bit of a. It's a little bit cock tease, but it is what it is.
What?
Him holding the belt. Not to say that he shouldn't have won, but it's just like I don't know. There's some. I felt like I just want him. I want to see like a Sami Zayn run, just to see it with my own eyes. But I understand what this kind of is. Ultimately, at the end of the day,
I mean, he ran.
He walked for sure. He took. At least he got a good amount of pictures with it. But it is buying into the narrative. But it's like, how many narratives of people who are essentially cheated out of the championship by some, or at least like thing by some face guy. I don't know if it's necessarily like, oh, he's been bested. He's just been
as many as it takes.
It's just a shitty situation happened to the heels, and we all got to sit there and laugh at them. It happened to Drew. Happened.
What?
Yeah, I'm just like, okay.
That is what's supposed to happen.
But I think you have multiple characters on the show. You have Gunther Drew, and Sammy, who all have the same gripe, who the gripe is really should just be with management more than anything, for putting them in these kind of like situations where,
Drew don't have a gripe with nobody. He's gone.
well, he is gone right now.
Of
I
his
would say
own volition. Again, he asked for that match. And he got put in the dirt.
True. Very true. And Gunther as well.
He got put in the dirt. And again, Sammy walking around, fucking up, killing Mr. Gingerbread Man, trying to fuck over Trick, saying all this shit. Like, again, this is a motherfucker that's won more main titles this year than a lot of niggas. he won every title on SmackDown on damn near. I ain't crying for that.
I'm not crying at all.
I'm not saying it's not possible that he can win it again. He definitely could. It's happened. It happened to Daniel Bryan. He won it again. I'm just saying, for the purpose of this story, we got to get there, but we also got to get there with Sammy to where he's got to be at next. This nigga is never not in a top position. I think he's almost. I think he's low-key taking KO's spot since he's been gone, of always being in a main event spot, always closing the show. Even when he had the U.S. title, the U.S. title ain't never been showcased the way that it was since Sammy had it.
Absolutely.
To be honest, he was in the main event segments with the U.S. title. I'm not crying for that. He's had a great career. Grand Slam champion.
He can at least say he's been WWE champion, right? Like that's at least, he can at least say that when his career is all said and done, he's done it all and he's done it big, and he did it in Riyadh, which is amazing. So he gets his moment and Punk gets his moment. Interesting to see how the month leads up eventually to SummerSlam, which is less than a month away at this point. But Cody and Punk's will definitely be on the books. And that will be an amazing main event. Believe it or not, this was a very eventful. I know this wasn't necessarily on the thing, but just came after actually a very eventful AEW show, which I do think has implications for AEW All In. Earlier in the night, Willow Nightingale returned after she'd been suffered from a debilitating injury for the last 2 months. And she will face Tekla for the AEW Women's World title. And of course, the winner of that match will go on to face Mercedes. I do think there's an opportunity for Willow Nightingale to be the one with a month before AEW All In to take the title off of her. It is something that kind of really came out of nowhere. So I'm kind of interested in seeing if they'll actually do it. I don't know if the same business is behind Tekla and Mercedes more than Willow and Mercedes, which actually have history.
Wait, so Punk just took all the thunder away from these niggas this week, huh?
Well, and then we have the second result, right? So literally, as we're recording this, just minutes from this, Kenny Omega wins the AEW World Championship away from MJF. And if he manages to make it past AEW Redemption, it seems like the main event of AEW All In will be Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay.
And I ask you this. Is that the biggest match that they could do?
No. Not that it's not. I don't want to say that it's not big. This is very like Ken versus Ryu in the main event of fucking.
It's Ken versus it's Ryu versus Ryu. Two vanilla milk toast ass niggas wrestling. Kenny might go, but he not that no more.
To me, so people will argue with me, and people have argued with me about whether this makes sense or not, right? Just the last month and a half of AEW programming surrounding this title. They have had moments where Kenny Omega has interacted with Will Ospreay, and people will be like, oh my God, there was foreshadowing, all this other shit like that. Bullshit, because none of it really went through Max. Ultimately, Kenny has made his intentions known that he wants the AEW title for the last number of months. MJF has been beating everybody. Over the last month, they had MJF defeat multiple people, including Darby Allin, for the AEW championship. They had a steel cage match where the winner of the steel cage match, whoever won the actual match, would then follow up in another title shot. Mark Briscoe wins. So Mark Briscoe's like, oh, I'm finally getting my title shot. And then they just kind of do it the next Dynamite and erase it from then. and Kenny then challenges. And literally, this all happened last week, by the way. So Kenny set up this match with Kenny. If Kenny wins this match, he's AEW champion. If he loses this match, he can never challenge for a championship again.
Right.
Again, a long list of MJF matches with stipulations that don't need they don't need stipulations. You don't need to go hair versus hair with Darby Allin for whatever reason. You don't need to add a caveat to a steel cage match for whatever reason. You don't need to add a caveat to this match. You're losing. You know what I'm saying? I guess you want I don't even know if you present doubt in people's minds if you put like he will never challenge for this again. Yeah. It actually probably seemed more confirmed that he was winning it from there.
Absolutely.
To me, when I think of the biggest shows of the year, I think of the trajectory of talent building up to the shows. And it just never felt like Kenny Omega should be in this position.
No, even just from the way that he was just kind of twiddling his fucking thumbs. I mean, I guess he did have didn't he do the Stadium Stampede match this year too?
Yeah, but actually, I don't know. He was facing fucking Zack Sabre Jr. the last pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like he was, to me, as much as like as much as people complain about WWE storytelling, this legitimately is the same thing that happened on Monday Night Raw. Some dude essentially comes out of nowhere. They'll say, again, Punk had this thing. They the night after WrestleMania, he looks down at Cody's belt. They're like, ooh boy.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's Teaser Man. He killing off that label. You might have to retire that meme, dog.
Listen, I got my ooh boy moment of the night for Patreon. Stay tuned. Ooh boy moment of the night
for AEW.
No, for WWE.
Oh boy.
But it just never felt like again, yeah, he's in the Stadium Stampede match a month ago. He's in even the month before that. What does he do at Dynasty? I don't even think he had Dynasty. I think he was at MJF beats him for the world title in the main event of Dynasty. At Revolution, I don't think he made it there just very soundly, but he was at a video game tournament. It's just all these things kind of like, I never see the trajectory of where we're going. And I feel like it's just bad for the biggest show of the year for it to just be MJF versus Will Ospreay. I think would have been more than fine.
It would have been the biggest thing. They've already, but you know what it is? They've already done it. They did that for like the United Nations.
But they love fucking doing that. We've done it before, and they've got history shtick. True. They love that shit.
True.
Tony loves like, to make Tony Schiavone on the fucking mic say, these two face each other and all in, and it was a victory, and they got the rubber match now, and blah, 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 some bullshit that no one was actually thinking of.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say the match is going to be fire.
Sure.
Kenny versus Will Ospreay. It's happened before. Yes.
Yes. It was the one. Remember he dropped him on his head.
Oh yeah.
Tiger Jones.
And then I think he did it at New Japan too. It was the same year as well. They did one at Wrestle Kingdom, and then they did one when I think Will Ospreay was just signing or was coming to sign or something along those lines. They did it twice in a year. I think 2024 or maybe 2023. Time is crazy. But for this to be I don't think you can tell Ospreay's story with Kenny Omega. I'm just so confused of why this is the one that's happening.
Yeah, and how is that ending this story of him being in the Death Riders with the match with Kenny Omega, who he did beat, by the way, already 2 years ago?
Yeah. I just think there's definitely Kenny has always hinted.
What is the redemption here for Ospreay? Isn't there like? And here's the thing: bigger than that, AEW has had 2 transitional champions back to back, right? And they want to talk about WCW when it comes to WWE. They've had 2 transitional champions back to back. and Darby, and then MJF, and then MJF again.
Yeah, so now I'm like confused. I'm like, why was MJF champion again? Like, what? Not that he shouldn't have been,
well,
but
why
it's like
he have beaten Darby, right?
Right. Or why did he even lose it to Darby in the first? Like, why? If this was the end result, why even waste time with other champions if you wanted to do Kenny versus
the whole time?
Yeah, Will Ospreay. If you want to build Kenny as I mean, Kenny Omega is a credible thing, but Kenny Omega is like, we talked about this on the year-end show last year, not his prime self. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's worthy to be AEW champion right now, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of other hotter talent, to be real with you, on this show. But to do all of that for what? It just is what it is. And you can, I mean, people can have the same critique potentially even about Punk versus Cody. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's like, what's the match that people want to see?
They've been teasing Cody and Punk for a while. The Royal Rumble shit where they were kind of going at each other. The promo before Mania this year.
They've been teasing Kenny. They teased Kenny and Ospreay a little bit.
But is that a bigger match than Cody Rhodes versus fucking CM Punk? I don't think so.
Well, no, because we've seen. I mean, but here it's the audience, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, this might be their Cody versus CM Punk.
Yuck.
Like, this is stalwart, other face guy, redemption story, et cetera, et cetera. They're both going to drop each other on their heads type beat. This is definitely worthy of a. I don't know why this is happening, and I don't know how you tell the redemption of Will Ospreay through Kenny Omega, unless he is turning heel on Kenny Omega.
I doubt
so
that.
I don't know. It's definitely I think both of these world title main events for AEW is definitely in flux right now. I mean, we've got, I think as of right now, it looks like it's going to be Kenny versus Will at AEW All In, and it could potentially be Mercedes versus Willow at AEW All In too, which I think are two stellar matches, one with more history than the other, but we're just going to get there. So we're all building towards these summer programs. But we have another about 12 minutes in this free show. I want to talk about a few things, obviously. One of the major news that dropped last weekend, Sheamus, WWE contract.
About that nigga.
Yeah. He's been gone for a while. Sheamus contract seemed to be seemingly expiring either over the weekend or is coming up in terms of expiring.
Yeah, they said he's gone already.
He's been hired by WWE since 2007. He has worked all around the country. He's worked through different eras. He has worked with different people. His last appearance was last year at MSG in a 6-man tag with Rey Mysterio, John Cena versus the Judgment Day. Your take on Sheamus departing?
I knew something was up when he wouldn't put Pete Dunne over, man. That shit really wasn't.
So that he beat Pete Dunne with his arms tied behind his back.
Yeah, if he got to get slimed out for these discretions, so be it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's to a point where it's like, again, cry for him all you want. The thing is, the only thing I'm seeing people cry for him over is that, like, he never won the IC
title.
Never. Like, does he have?
If he wanted, to be honest, if he wanted to win the IC title, he could have took the pay cut and won it.
Yeah. Because I mean, I'm like, bro, how you can't be making more than young niggas, man.
Yeah.
I'm all for workers' rights, but like, young niggas, man.
I think people are assuming he's making too much for the current era of
his own era. Yeah. Like if it was like Trick or Javon, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, pay them, Nick. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, pay them. You know what I mean? Like, that's guaranteed 25 years. Pay them. Oba, pay him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never made like a wave like Cody or Roman or
right. But if you were around for a hot minute, you're making bread.
You are definitely making bread, and plus you're getting grandfathered into making more bread because of the pay change. So like, yeah, they probably said, "Yo, we got to scale your shit back for this next contract because you're making You're
We're
making
not even using you, like really.
Exactly, bro. You need to be making more Rusev bread than anything.
Rusev bread. All right, man. All right, man.
Damn, I just got an eye, man.
Yeah, Rusev on his vet minimum is showing up and showing out every week. I don't know if you know this.
Okay, I guess.
But I'm okay with Sheamus. I'm only okay with like he's been in WWE long enough in his face roughly anybody that we could imagine. He's been
winning titles since I was in college. He's definitely
same. He has been featured. He has been a talent. He has won pretty much outside the IC title. He has won every fucking title you can win in WWE. He has faced everybody in every different generation. He has faced. He was wrestling Big Show and fucking Dolph Ziggler and things back in the day. He was facing Cesaro and John Cena and all these things. He was facing. He's gone through every iteration of wrestling, every era of the last like 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with him knowing how much of a worker he is and how much he works. I'm okay with him finding new people to really have dances with at this point of his career.
Yeah, people are like, oh, he about to go to the AEW and be a demon. I'm like, huh?
I mean, to be fair, I think for his age, he moves and things well.
Yeah, but he would fucking hate it there, and you know it. There's no way
I think so.
I don't. Look at Bobby. Bobby like, don't come over here, nigga. I fucking hate it. I hate it here, bro. They don't listen to nobody. They be fucking on TikTok all day, all that shit. They be like,
he's been part of the WWE system so long. I can't imagine his brain being reprogrammed
to the way they work. Yeah,
yeah. But I also thought Edge would. But Edge also fell in line. I mean, I think Edge more so fell in line than anything.
But we know that's not. We know he don't got that dog in him like that for that.
No, he's not really built for it. But I will say, I mean, I do think that if there's any value in Sheamus, I think there's values for having veterans in the locker room. I think there's always stuff that people could learn, and I think there's always people who can bestow that business upon them. Or at least that knowledge upon him. And I think he was him, New Day, all this other stuff like that. But if they don't want to get paid the way they get paid, by all means leave.
Yeah.
I think there's more out for them. There's another company that's out there for him. I think Sheamus could make a lot of money doing other stuff anyway. So he has that. So best of luck to Sheamus and whatever he's doing moving forward. Jeff Jarrett and TNA Dark Side of the Ring episodes came out this week. First two-parter.
Off at like the 30-minute mark, bro.
Why'd you cut it off?
It was boring, yo. It was boring. I'm not gonna lie, it was boring. It was boring me to tears. You know what it was? It was a lot of stuff I already knew.
Because that's true. We lived through TNA.
it was going through. Well, even the TNA stuff they skipped around. But you know where I cut it off at? It was just like, kind of like that first like era of TNA for him, but also I had to sit through the WCW shit again. And I was like, I skipped past it. I was like, man, this is just boring. I felt like it was just a bunch of Jeff Jarrett lying.
Do you feel like his take on his WCW run was accurate?
No, I also feel like they skipped a lot of the WCW run. It was like, yeah, he came there and he was about to die. And I was like, yeah, but like, he was part of the reason they died. Like, it was like, he was definitely part of the reason they died. It wasn't just dying when he got there. He was dying and he helped speed it up. He put some of the morphine, he took the morphine out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he definitely was there.
Him being a top guy in the company definitely expedite. It was like, oh, we ran out of top guys apparently. It just is what it is. But I mean, so Rob Nelson and we all watched it. In terms of like, I guess it's more so a story of Jeff Jarrett and his relation to TNA, and maybe that's the dark side of the ring. But I think realistically, I would love more of a thing on TNA, but TNA is just a living, breathing dark side of the ring.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. Like, it just it just is what it is. But there was definitely a lot of like posturing for Jeff Jarrett and like what he definitely meant a lot to TNA, but also like I just think the overall story of it was very much sped through, not recapped properly. I think it could use more parts. There definitely needs to be a TNA documentary, but a lot of it would be terrible.
Yeah.
They talked about Dixie Carter coming in and the power struggle with Jeff Jarrett, which was ended up playing out on TV. A lot of people don't believe. People feel like, I don't know, something maybe it all went south for Jeff Jarrett. I'm like, didn't you fucked one of your workers' wives?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
and you just expected like niggas not to do shit. It was like, oh man, well, he owns the company. That might work in another company, but it's not gonna work for Jeff Jarrett. You not Triple H. But so that kind of happened. They talk about the inequality in pay in TNA, of how Kurt Angle was making almost $1 million or making $1 million, and the women's knockouts who were main eventing the show and putting on great matches were making less than McDonald managers.
Which was crazy.
It's nuts, right?
I think I just need to start as part 2.
Start at part 2. I mean, it's definitely there. There's one more part. It's coming out next week. It just is what it is. I mean, I don't know if you'll like part 2 either. If you didn't like part 1, I don't know if you're gonna like part 2. Not enough like them talking about. It was like when we signed Kurt Angle, that's when business started to pick up. I was like, I think you guys are missing the pretenses of why Kurt Angle was available. You signed someone who's very like on drugs and could not work anywhere else because he was essentially let go from his job for his own health and safety.
Yeah.
So it just is what it is. But it's, it's a fascinating watch. I'll watch next week and see what's going down with it. Mike Santana's TNA contract is coming up. Looks like it's
7:15.
Yeah. 7:15. So it looks like it's going to be up. That is I think it was like, it's next week Wednesday. Maybe he shows up on. I was like, no, probably not.
It'll be a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have non-competes, but like it'll be a while before he shows up. I would give it a time.
No, they meant maybe he'll show up on Dynamite.
Huh? He's already been on AEW, right? Like he left.
He left there. That's his whole spiel. He got out the mud on it for himself. And his character still, his partner still in the mud.
Yeah. Is his partner on TV?
Fuck no.
It was Santana and
Ortiz.
Yeah.
You know what's sad? They're like high school. I mean, people grow apart, granted. They're high school friends. They both went to high school with Carlos.
No way.
Yeah, they both were in the same class with Carlos. Carlos would tell the story of these two niggas. And I don't know if I don't think they actually knew each other, but he was in the same class as Carlos. And it's just like, it's kind of sad. One wanted another direction. They were like, yo, I think we should dip because they don't fuck with us here. And one was just like, nah, I think we should stay. And how that turned out.
I think Santana could be perennial IC US title guy for sure. I know he's a little bit up there in terms of like mileage. But I think he could carve himself out like a good little LA Knight type niche for himself. We're
gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about LA Knight pretty soon. That
nigga funniest thing on the
show, bro. Let me ask you a question. How would you feel if Cody Rhodes went on his podcast and talked about how you try to talk to a girl and completely flamed out?
Oh, I'm definitely putting hands on that nigga. But if my name is Aaron Solo, then I'm gonna just let it slide. I'm lame anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm already lame.
I was just like, nigga, why would you say? Why did you? I think people.
This is the most promo he's ever gotten in his life. He should be happy Cody even chose to do that.
He should be, especially since it's definitely most promo since he dated Bailey. Let's see. And I don't know how maybe that speaks more to Bailey than anything. I think that's it. That's it for the show.
Yeah. I enjoyed this week in wrestling, and we're going to talk all about it on Patreon this week. very exciting times. I'm excited about the road going into SummerSlam at this point. I think there's a lot of really cool twists and turns that they're kind of throwing at us, and AEW is doing their own thing. We made an AEW channel now in our Discord.
I saw.
Whenever I do shit on Discord, you're just kind of like, oh god.
I was just like, why do you have to? I was just like, all right, you know what?
Why not?
We're gonna be in there. We'll be in there.
Why not? Who's we? It'll be you and two other niggas.
Hey,
here's the thing. What am I supposed to do? The chat is dead when it's on.
Hey man, chat dead for NXT too.
No, it's not.
Nah, it is.
It'd be more up for Evolve on the same night though.
I don't know why it's more up for Evolve.
It'd be up for Evolve on the same night at the same time. NXT don't really be dead.
I blame Jules. This nigga's taking screen caps of everything.
NXT Great American Bash was more up than that AEW pay-per-view was that night, and you fucking know it.
No, of course. But one was free on TV, and one niggas had to pay $50 for it. And if I got to choose between both, I'm gonna choose the free one.
That's on any given. Are you shilling?
No, I'm not shilling at all. Why would I be shilling? Why can't I say?
What's going on? It's
truthful.
Hey,
it's truthful.
Is that an envelope I see behind you? What's the envelope say? Let me zoom in. Computer enhance. Computer enhance some more. One more time. Computer enhance just a little. There you go. To Jamil from Tony.
That's funny.
Megha and I see what it is. Y'all niggas see what it is too. So yeah, we're not taking Meelz serious no more. If you want to join the Discord, come to Death Row. We got an AEW channel just for niggas who like that type of shit. We all inclusive, baby. You know what I'm saying? You get your own room.
AEW gets its own channel like it's on Roku. How about that?
Yeah. with the wallpaper, we'll make one.
We'll make a wallpaper. All right, that's it for the free show. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can catch the rest of the show on Patreon, patreon.com/The Show RNC. Make sure you guys tune into a new episode of the War Report coming this week as well. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.